once again. But yeah, we're recording, and we're actually going to do a real intro this time instead of me recording it after the fact. So welcome back to the Grad Lab Podcast, your definitive podcast for the SCAD Sequential Art Department, and we actually have a full house here for once, and this is like kind of crazy. So we're just gonna go around and introduce ourselves. I'm your host, Jordan Scribner. That's you.
Oh, God. You know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm always here.
Allie Pipitone.
Sarah Shinji Meyer.
With guest star Bob Saget. Stephanie Brahl.
You gotta come in. We feel like a video. You can like smile.
Everywhere
you go. There it is.
Artist.
I'm Rashad Doucet. I guess Professor Rashad Doucet. I guess I should say that.
Yeah.
For my SCAD disclaimer, I don't. These are my opinions.
Yeah. Anything? The ghost.
And
She squeaks it out.
Yeah.
would they pick her up all the way from back there?
Usually very usually in spirit.
I love it.
We'll just add her in post.
Yeah. We still need the Sienna soundboard where I can hit buttons. And
Is she like our Jerry? Like stuff you should know has Jerry, and she like never says anything. She's always there.
We just need a soundbite of Sienna saying, "You're out of control now," or "You need to stop."
Can we get that?
It's time to
Well,
stop.
we have I can edit that out. Or edit that into a bite. So, we're sitting around in room 305 of Hayman's Hall in Savannah, Georgia, and we're looking at a bunch, loosely looking at a bunch of Justice League America, and there Sienna goes with the Centaur cover.
She's like quiet, remember?
What do you think of those horses, Sienna?
Well, their legs are bending in the right way, so that's good.
Good start.
Get the thumbs up from Sienna.
Yeah.
Is Superman riding that correct? Wait, is Superman grabbing the harness? Okay, it's like the harness is really close to the hair, and I'm just like, that centaur.
If superheroes were riding centaurs, that's enough. I feel like, if anything.
Enough, but they have them riding real centaurs on the cover. I mean, this is like really picky, but they have them riding the fleshy centaurs on the cover, and then inside the book, it's just the Green Lantern making a bunch of centaur and pegasi. And they're both super cool ideas, but where's my
Your
fantasy,
hairy man
my
centaur
fantasy
being ridden by Superman?
Yeah, why is Superman riding a Pegasus centaur anyway? He can probably fly faster than
Well,
that.
I think since I'm old, kinda, in this storyline, their powers are all wonky because, Superman's powers are definitely wonky because it's a magic-based thing.
Okay.
So, like, the Fairy Queen is messing around with stuff, if I remember right. And so that may explain why Superman can't fly, because he doesn't work well with magic there.
They all got nerfed so that Injustice Gods Among Us would make sense. This is too early for that.
This is way early. It's like 20 years before that. This is 2001.
Yeah, we still got ads for Mad Magazine. And
Yeah.
so that's what I love the most.
There's an ad for Tang.
The Mummy, the video game. I love getting all these giant packs of back issues and then just having flashback moments of Flash in medieval armor. Yeah.
It's got this girl that got milk commercials. Ads.
Oh my
going
god,
on.
the Powerpuff Girls. The actual, old Powerpuff
Oh, yeah.
Girls are on the back.
Yeah.
That's our, we haven't released it yet, but that was all last week. We were just ranting
okay.
about the new Powerpuff Girls.
There's a couple alumni working on that show right now.
Oh man, we gotta get them in. Get them to tell their experience.
Yep, there's a couple alumni working on it. Or like sequel alumni too. Like there's
Yeah.
sequel alumni.
They deserve better.
But yeah, wait, Brian Hitch drew this. I'm a big fan of Brian Hitch. Or I was a big fan of.
Which one's that?
Brian Hitch, he drew all of those, most of those. The storyline we're looking at,
there's
the
a bunch.
JLA. It's Brian Hitch. He's moved on to draw with the Ultimates, or this is after the Ultimates. I can't remember. It's a while ago. But yeah, Brian Hitch, realistic style. Draws like Alan Davis.
Yeah, we have more DC and stuff. Just like we were looking at the Flash and more Superman earlier, but this is in the wake of information that came around this week. I think it was just this week that they announced that, right?
I think so,
It was last week a little bit,
Last
maybe?
week.
End of last week?
Yeah, the new Superman for the Rebirth is
One of the new Supermen.
one of the new Supermen.
Yes.
How many are they gonna have?
They're going to have Clark Kent still going to be Superman.
Oh, okay.
But there's also going to be a Chinese-based Superman who has the power of Superman, but a different personality, obviously. So he has to
Right.
figure out what to do. And there's also going to be a Superwoman. And Lois is going to be Superwoman.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And I think that's it for the. And so, of course, Supergirl. Also, Lex is going to start calling himself a Superman and wearing the armor with an S on it and the blue and red armor, but he's going to call himself Superman. So the first thing, we have like essentially 3 walking around. One is evil, obviously. One is Clark. Clark from the previous rebooted universe. For pre-52
Is
Superman.
he like evil Nazi regime shoot?
No. He's the classic, the one that Superman everybody cries for that wants in, I guess, in movies. That Superman is back into the new 52 universe that most people don't like. So
Okay.
he's back in it, and he's gonna be. And he has a son. He was secretly raising his son the whole time on that Earth with Lois,
Right.
and now he's gonna be Superman.
Let's do head count that time. Like the Rebirth Superman, the Superman from China, the evil Superman, Lex Luthor Superman, Lois Lane Superwoman, and all 5 together. Are they gonna just have a like their
And
own
Supergirl.
Superman,
Don't forget
just
Supergirl.
Supergirl too?
And Superboy, his son.
Okay, seven. That's plenty.
They're not gonna ever team up, guys. That's not how that works.
That's
No-
a
no
whole
Superdog,
Superman Justice League
no
that's
Super-
just
They-
Superman.
No Superman.
There is a Superdog. Crypto's around now. Crypto looks more like a wolf these days, though.
New-
He's a big
check
wolf
out
from
New
Krypton.
Crypto.
Type in New 52.
New 52 Crypto.
You got-
It's the
you got-
same New 52 Crypto in the Rebirth?
Yeah. Rebirth is not a rebirth of the universe. It's just kind of like the 52 universe is going on.
Oh,
and
I thought the way they were talking about it, it sounded like they were going slash and burn on like everything.
No, they're not doing that. They're just reformatting the New 52 universe to,
Oh yeah,
to fit.
Crypto's a werewolf.
Yeah, he's a big wolf. It's like a dire hound from Lord of the Rings. I mean, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, nice.
I'm sure that'll
It's like a
solve
wolf, but
everything.
dire.
But
So one of the things about one of the new Superman characters is that he's going to be of Chinese descent.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting because looking at it here, he's a Shanghai teenager whose name is Kenji Kong. Kenji is actually a Japanese first name.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought. I
Yeah,
thought
I
that
think
was
he's-
weird.
That's what the article I
Um,
read said.
Yeah, they're calling him Kenji
Is he
Kong
mixed
in this.
then?
I
Is
think
he-
he is. Yeah, he's.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
that
he's
makes
of
more
Japanese
sense.
and Chinese descent and resides in Shanghai, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
And then, what really interested me about it is that Jean Luan Yang, who wrote American Born Chinese
Yeah, it's
among
a
many
great
other
book.
things, is going to be writing that part of the Superman story. And you had mentioned earlier, Rashad, that a thing to like clarify and definitely make clear to people who on the internet are already having a backlash against this idea is that he's not going to be Superman. He's just getting the powers of Superman. So it's kind of a what if scenario.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really exciting that they're going to have a character that has those abilities and kind of see how they go with it.
And not the
Who's
morality, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not
He
the
kind
same
of grows
morality,
into
at
it.
least.
Yeah, and we can't even like ignore the elephant in the room, the fact that he's going to be an Asian superhero.
That's
Yeah.
really extremely
Very
rare.
rare. Yeah.
There's only 10 black ones, so it's good to see more than just past that.
Yeah,
So,
for
anything.
sure.
I'm looking at an image of him, and I'm kind of curious as to why his Superman S is shaped like a stop sign.
Well,
Stop!
I think they try to like really play up that he's not like connect, like because the S symbol in Krypton means hope and all that. So it really played up that this guy's not connected to any of that.
Yeah, he's not
Right.
from Krypton or anything.
Yeah.
He's just like
It actually is an
Completely
S on his
Earthling.
chest, not a symbol
Yeah.
that looks like an S.
he's gonna get zapped by the Krypton ray. And
Yeah. Well, currently in the comics, there's a guy running around who's evil with Superman's powers, and I'm pretty sure it's going to transfer to him by the end of that storyline, right before
Okay.
the rebirth thing happens.
All right. But what I'm really curious about is like why they need to have 7 people that all need to take on the super moniker.
Because money.
as opposed to
The answer is
making,
money.
Like, but it's just
Work
like,
for Batman.
they're all getting the same superpowers, and instead of going like they all want to identify with Superman that much, they want is that part of their character that they want to take on that mantle that they
Well,
can't come up with
that's
a
a
new
good question.
superhero name?
With Lex, I think it's because Lex is Lex, and of course he'd want to be called Superman because it's Lex.
Yeah.
It's a natural progression for him.
That's it.
Superboy is going to be his son, so there's that. Supergirl's also from Krypton, that's her cousin. I don't know why this new Superman wants to be called that. That's the new thing. The comic hasn't come out yet. He's a new character.
Yeah.
So I don't know the rest of them. The dog doesn't really say anything. So he doesn't know what his name is, probably.
And for all we know, the Superman from Shanghai, or that incarnation may not even want that kind of power. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a thing that's going to be shoved upon him, and he has to deal with it.
And I mean, I do think I totally agree with the money, because it's definitely a juggernaut for merchandising, but I do think that there's been a trend towards inclusiveness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Storytelling
Gene
in
writing is
general.
a big deal.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, the new Miss Marvel is
Especially
awesome.
with Marvel.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and recently, looking at films, this is similar to that Scarlett Johansson controversy. Yeah. I don't want to like jump super ahead of that, but like into that. But look at the fact that there's Rinko Kikuchi, who recently had been in Pacific Rim, and some people were saying, okay, here's a list of all the actresses of Asian descent who could have been Motoko Kusanagi,
And not Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, and nothing against her, and she's an amazing actress, but I'm just thinking, maybe I don't know. We could probably try.
Not even maybe. No,
that was like I had everyone was raving about The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I had a huge problem with that movie, and that was just like they actually cast a lot of like real Native American actors, which has been a huge problem historically in Hollywood, but they still had to have the entire experience be through the eyes of like uber white Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
Yeah. So still not really good in the movie.
Yeah, he got an Oscar for grunting and getting eaten by bears.
Once upon a time, instead of giving him an Oscar for that.
It's also interesting that a lot of Asian characters historically in comics who have popped up have been a part of the propaganda era of Superman and Captain America. Even the Mandarin from Iron Man, way back when, they tended to be kind of even up through like the 60s caricatures. Like
that was the whole joke of Iron Man 3 too. That was just like they did the whole Mandarin thing because Ben Kingsley consistently gets cast as like a white guy who looks vaguely Middle Eastern or something, and so they just ended up having him be a British actor and stuff. That was still sort of a problem that they cast it that way, but the fact that was the whole joke that they were making in that movie was still pretty interesting.
It had a lot of layers to it, too.
Yeah. Also,
like, updating kind of to reflect our world and terrorism, like, threats of that. Sometimes it's not always anyone... Sometimes it's the idea that you can't always, like, point to any one specific nationality or even group that it might be. It's really it's really kind of insidious because you don't always know where the threat's going to come from.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And like Iron Man's always fighting like other mega corporate billionaires and stuff anyway. So it's just like they're American, they just have a lot of money.
Yeah. But I like the idea of, I really like that Jin Yang in particular writing that is really cool. He's been writing Superman for a while. That being said, he's been in Superman for like a year and a half now, like on the traditional Superman, which is still even also a big deal. So I think he was still the first Asian writer to actually write, or maybe not, but maybe one of the very few, the very least, to actually write a character, the oldest superhero character. So he's been on that book for a while. So it's good that he's got lobbied that into like definitely his own take on the character.
Yeah, and he's getting more of a say in the direction of the character.
Yeah, like when you get your own book, awesome for him. I like to think about money. Awesome for him is as long as he keep using that character, hopefully he got a good contract. That's money for him for the rest of his life. So you make a character for those companies, make sure you get your money so you can just get royalties for eternity.
Yeah, and
he'll die maybe eventually in the crossover. I'm sorry, guys. I've been around too long. All these guys are going to die in crossovers. Miss Marvel, Squirrel Girl, she'll die and come back. Like, they're all going to die. But they're all going to die. And Thor's going to be Thor again by the time the Thor movie comes out.
So hear that, internet haters. If you don't like a current character, you're probably initially, at some point going to die. So
we never talked about that. Dragon
no, but
Ball
die and not be in books anymore.
Right.
We never actually we talked about it, but not actually on the podcast, just like the Dragon Ball Super thing where Piccolo dies and they're just like, just gotta go back to Namek and get the Dragon Balls again, and then it doesn't even show any of that. It's just like that Goku and Piccolo having tea. They don't care.
Boy.
When's it gonna get to that point where they can't even, like, the death of superheroes in these comics is just gonna be like he'll be back next week.
He'll be back tomorrow.
Brings Batman back to life, travels to hell for him, and then they just go to Olive Garden.
Yeah, so I'm hoping, my fear with and I love all the, I'm a big mainstream fan. You guys know I'm in the comic shop every Wednesday, and I have nothing against any creator. My fear is that progression is it's a small screen for clicks and on the internet, and it works really well, but ultimately things revert back. And so I'm hoping things, because 20 years ago we had a lot of changes. When I was coming up, like younger reading superhero comics, a lot of change in who was who. And then like things go right back to the guys who were classically been Captain America, Superman, Thor, and all these other people. And like the other characters get they die in some future crossover.
That's
like
the thing
off
where like,
that's what I worry about.
What was it where what they're doing with the female Thor, where it seems like they did female Thor and stuff, but it seems like a placeholder the way they put it.
So the movie comes out, unfortunately.
They'll work with that, but like the original Thor is just like still hanging around, just still waiting to get his powers back and be Thor again.
No,
yeah,
he's waiting for her to die of cancer.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
They had they actually
have a built-in kill switch.
Well, I'm hoping. I mean, that being said, I really like it, and what really determines, it's true. He's right. What determines it is sales. So if anybody really wants these changes to change and stick, you just got to buy those comics.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way it'll keep it.
Yeah, that's it. As much as we complain on this show, it's always just us, just like calling out for that change to be like less of a publicity stunt.
Yeah, I agree.
Recently, there was actually one of the issues of Spider-Man with Miles Morales, and he makes the point: is like, why do I have to be
the Black Spider-Man?
Black Spider-Man.
Right.
Why can't I just be Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
And now that they've made that point, they're obligated to just, you know,
I love that. That's one of my favorite things I've read in a long time. Like, it's such a big deal.
Those
I'm like,
and not
so good.
Not make a deal out of it. Just keep doing
They had some self-referential jokes about that in the the current run of Spider-Man / Deadpool.
That's also hilarious.
They brought that up like with where Deadpool encounters Miles, and he and Peter are actually arguing a little, or I think it was that Deadpool is asking, "Are you the real Spider-Man?" And they have a little kind of back and forth joke, but then eventually they just join up and decide that Deadpool's a total idiot and beat the crap. And then even the female Thor showed up in
the recent issue, the one that came out last week. That was great.
And Spidey and Deadpool had to strip down and dance.
It was like the Magic Mike issue of the Spidey crossover. So
totally
if you're looking for Spider-Man and Deadpool to have 2-page spread of them dancing in their boxer shorts with their mask still on, you can enjoy that.
Well,
like the only way I draw superheroes is in thongs. So it's alright.
They even had a Dirty Dancing lift to finish it.
Yeah, they had like a nice dirty
dance. Yes.
It was really one of the best comics I've read in a long time.
And Lady Thor was saying, "Yes, dance for our pleasure." And it was just great because I love that they didn't skirt the issue. They're like, nope, just totally. We're gonna objectify the male form here, and it's gonna be hilarious.
No, so I was happy to see that. That was definitely a good change there.
That was in the Thor issues that we had last week. It was like a bunch of Thor from like 95, 96, and there was a bunch of like very Rob Liefeld looking Thor.
Oh,
where
no.
He never had a shirt on. He always just had like.
Oh, hey, he was like the Fabio Thor.
Yeah, Fabio Thor. That's
Were his feet always hidden?
Yeah,
he was all muscles.
It wasn't Rob Liefeld, but it was someone who just like drew exactly like Rob Liefeld.
Back then, you had to.
Guys, people give Rob Liefeld so much crap for hiding shoes and feet and stuff, but it's overlap. It creates depth.
Oh man.
Overlap with the mysterious chunk of earth that's just a mound of earth in front of their feet that sticks up like 1.5 foot out of
I'll
nowhere.
remember that for critique next week.
Yeah.
Create some depth.
But while we're on like Marvel and superheroes and stuff, I have like a handful of Heroclix in front of me because I've had these sitting around my apartment. I won them at a trivia night at the Chromatic. Goodbye, Shinji. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
I won these at the Chromatic Dragon trivia night, and I've never figured out what to do with them or what they are.
I would love to explain this to you.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the numbers, and it's just like this. It's the Raptor. He has 10 Pegasus shoes. 10 punchy fists.
You sound like my girlfriend.
Like
talks about this.
One
this is
6 lightning bolt and 3 blams.
Would you like me to explain this to you, Jordan?
All right, we're gonna do Heroclix portion of the podcast. So for like all 6 of our listeners,
This is like so much more intricate than I.
Oh no, it's like the best way to describe Heroclix Are we talking about it now? Or are we gonna
Yeah,
say
sure.
something? Okay.
Go
I don't want to mess up the order. The best way to describe Heroclix, it's like Dungeons and Dragons stats mixed with superheroes and a little bit of checkers or chess. Okay, so you normally have a map. It's a gridded map that you put on the table, and then they fit perfectly inside those maps. The lightning bolts mean the character can shoot 6 squares away, so that's what that 6 lightning bolt is.
Oh, this person's got a 0.
The 6 squares,
Oh.
yeah. The little Pegasus foot means this character can move up to 10 squares if it decides to make a move action.
Oh, damn.
The fist is the attack power, so it's a dice game. So let's say these two characters here, Nova versus this Raptor here. With Nova, like I said, they're next to each other, they're gonna fight here. Nova rolls the dice. The dice plus the 10, whatever the normal attack value is, will go against this guy's defense power, which is a shield. So if you roll 17 or higher, you hit him. You roll a 16, you're done. So 10 plus whatever you roll. So, and that's pretty much the basis of the game. Like, you have these guys fight. You can shoot them, you can have them. And they have special powers, and certain things reduce damage, certain things give you special movement and attacks.
That's where you need the cards for.
Yeah, then the card, that's like you need the cards to explain their special powers. So there's a powers and abilities card that gives you basic powers, and then there's a special powers that's only on their unique cards. And it explains the names. And all the moves are named. So if you have like whatever they name every special move on these characters. So they give like Japanese anime shows where you can like name your special moves. So if you want to yell them when you're playing with your friends, you can. But no one actually does that. I play a lot of Heroclix, so no one actually does that.
But you gotta yell out all your moves.
Detroit
Learn anything
the
from
punch!
videos?
Yeah, like that kind of thing. You get like when kids play it, like little kids like to actually yell out the moves because they're having a good time.
Why wouldn't you just like throw down the bus and tell someone it's time to duel?
It is like it's also like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It's like also time to duel, right?
I want to try. Like how many clicks do you need to play a game?
Oh, I know. Well, how it works, that's where the point value comes. You're looking at these numbers.
You activate your trap card.
I wish. They actually have Yu-Gi-Oh! They have Yu-Gi-Oh! Clicks that do have trap card
Wait,
features.
yeah, like this.
Yes.
I've only seen the
Yes.
Marvel ones. What does all
All of
that
them. There's
encompass?
Marvel, DC. They did some Image characters way back. So they
Some
did.
are guides to crossover.
They did Hellboy. They did Invincible for the 2 Invincible fans that probably listen to this. They did. They used to cross over, and recently it's Turtle. Ninja Turtle is the newest set that they've added.
Yeah.
So it's mostly Marvel and DC though. They have the most.
Okay.
But then with the sprinkled in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the last couple of years, so you can actually get Blue Eyes White Dragon and they have like all the actual card play, like all the monsters.
What
they're all
about
there.
Exodia?
Yeah, Exodia is the most powerful hero, one of the most powerful Heroclix.
Yeah,
It's
Exodia!
by the name, I'm guessing it's like exclusively heroes. So when they do Image, they're not going to do like the guy who marries a cyborg. And
No, they only did
or
Image like almost
the-
10 years ago, and Image hasn't really come back. So it's just mostly Marvel and DC.
I want the Heroclix with the BDSM lesbians from Sunstone.
No, you're not gonna get that because
Oh
it's
my
a kids game. It's a kids game.
Adult Heroclix.
So they changed the names of often. Sometimes like when they did a Kick-Ass set from the movie Kick-Ass, and they changed the name. So his name is actually Dave. What his actual real name was, like on his dial, it's like it just says Dave or whatever. It doesn't actually have the word ass on it at all. Because technically, kids are supposed to play this game. I don't see too many playing the game. But technically, kids. That being said, there's a market. There's a big value. These characters, some of them, these aren't worth anything. That's why you got them for free.
Oh.
But the values on some of these, are really high. Like I have clicks that worth like $200-300 a piece, and the collector's market is huge on them. So you buy them for like $12 a pack, you get about 5 figures. One of those figures is usually worth at least $5 or way more than $5.
It's like boosters and stuff, right? You
Yeah.
can get a really good one in a cheap pack.
Yeah, and you can get that, and so it adds to the game, and that's like tournaments, and I know people who scam for Heroclix, like it's nuts, like it's a whole, like that's a black market, you know.
They got the tournaments down like the Guildhall and Morningstar and stuff.
And they have like national tournaments from the company too. So if you go to like Wizard World Chicago or any of the West Coast comic conventions, there's tournaments.
One of the games where like the prize pools are getting ridiculously high, and they'll like play a match for like $10 million or something.
Well, it's not that high. I wish I would play in those tournaments. I've been playing Heroclix since day one, so I would love to go play the $10 million tournament. I would take that chance. Not that good yet, but the point value. Last thing, it's like you were asking about that before I forget. The point value is like you say they want to play a 300-point game, so you can get up to characters worth up to 300 points of value. So 75 plus 45 plus whatever. You get to 300 points. That's your team.
Yeah.
And then you fight the other guy with 300 points worth of characters.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to try it out sometime.
We would love for you to come and play at Morningstar Games.
When does it happen?
We play on Wednesdays at 5, which usually I have class, so I can't go on Wednesdays most of the time. Wednesdays at 5 and Saturdays at 3.
All right.
That being said, I'm usually there all day on Saturday, hanging out for the most part, when I can. So we'll be there earlier, just doing demos and stuff.
You'd have to wait till the summer when I'm not
totally.
making sandwiches every weekend.
Yeah, we got schoolwork to do. It's working really hard. I base my whole life around that's my free time. Like, Heroclix Saturdays is my free time. Like, those are my hours of freedom.
Yeah.
I enjoy them, and I sit there and play games all day.
I need to play more, more tabletop stuff. I've been playing more video games and like Dark Souls and stuff lately, but I need to get back to tabletops. I was gonna talk about logistical stuff now, but we're as anyone who's listening has probably noticed by now, we're moving to a YouTube page and just gonna put all these up on YouTube and
you start video recording.
I don't know about video recording. I thought it would be more interesting if I'm gonna make a logo for it to put on all the past episodes, but I thought it'd be more interesting if every week there's an actual thumbnail from one of the people on the show, just whoever's willing to draw it that week or something, and then put that up in addition to supplemental content like we're planning on setting up a little Pathfinder campaign of just sequential art students and whoever else we can get in hanging out and playing some tabletop and working on world building and characters and stuff like that in the context of throwing dice at each other.
So you made education fun, right? A little bit.
I mean, we gotta do that. We just spent a good chunk of time having our professor explain Heroclix. Only it's SCAD.
I'm a geek. I have no problem about
That is why we like you.
You can come back next week.
I'll try.
We'll keep you.
Yay!
While we're on super smooth transitions, let's actually talk about Zootopia since we've never.
Yay!
That's probably
you and I both were like, yay!
I love it.
It's super. I mean, everyone's still going up about it online and everything, but super topical since it's probably finally starting to phase out of theaters after.
It's been around.
It's been around for
It's so bad. I made a persona.
Oh my god! Yes.
It's a bat.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, you showed it to me.
Yeah, I did. And she's got a lemon on her shirt because she's a fruit bat.
I'm still waiting on that. I ordered that art book the first week of this quarter.
Dude, me too.
And it's still not there?
Still waiting. I just got an email last week that it got delayed again.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
No, I mean, well, you'll be okay. I mean, eventually you can get it.
Eventually.
I went to Barnes and Noble and there was one left.
Yep.
I was afraid that you snatched it out of
Bought
me.
it, and
That was me.
It's okay. If anybody
ordered
is
so
going to buy the
many
last one, it should be you.
It's good. It's a really good one. Definitely one you want for your collection, man.
Yeah.
It's a well done
I'm
movie.
really enjoying having paid for it so far.
That's
an
right?
enjoyable experience.
I did this.
But yeah,
this
I
one.
really want that art book, especially with how Disney is nailing down the art book formula for all of their movies and getting their publishing done for that to make them really expansive and just have just especially with the movies, just having that much more effort and production put into them. It's kind of just naturally how they need to be higher quality. But I want to see all the work that went into the backgrounds, all the different machines.
The note system was the best thing on it. So good. Just good. I'm glad they're getting better at. The previous art books didn't really go into detail as much as these newer ones go into, about the production and the artistic production. So it's really good for school and students who are learning. I'm sorry, I'm always switching to teacher mode. But at the same time, it's great because I bought some of the earlier art books and so I was like, look at the pretty pictures. You enjoy the movie, but now it's just here's how we actually came up with these ideas and not just look at this, it's pretty. So it's really informative now for those who want to learn from it. Yeah.
I have the notes on there. The little animal nudity scene was one of my favorites in the movie.
Oh yeah,
the entire thing bugged me.
It was like that nudist colony. Or
whatever. They're nude, but they're still cartoon animal with no genitals or anything.
Yeah.
And so the decision was really, really cute and smart to me, but the entire time I was just thinking, when are we gonna get Zootopia where they actually go full wild planet?
No, this way it's already on the internet, Jordan. It's not done by the same animators. You know.
Rule 34.
been every single board on my Pinterest lately. It's like every single day there's Zootopia fan art, and it's all just like, oh, the fox and the hare are totally.
Yeah,
sleeping
literally,
together.
like,
Stop it.
like I went to go. Yeah, like literally the day I saw it, I went to go on Tumblr to like find fan art, and I came across like not safe for work stuff, and I was like, oh great.
Yeah, you can't.
You
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
with deviant art.
Platonic friendships exist, people.
I
No, they don't.
That was the whole point of the
podcast.
Me and Jordan talked about this like the week after the movie came out. What we loved is that it was just a good buddy cop movie.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
the sequel's gonna be like full out buddy cop, and I want to see that.
Yeah, it was just a really well done buddy cop movie. I agree. It's like Lethal Weapon with animals.
It's great because like the main character, it's like the main character, she's female, and it's like they always have to put like the female character with like a love interest, and this is like the one Disney movie that I like
Didn't do it.
That didn't do it.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Like, I mean, I'm sure there's others.
It's like a really strong
but-
emotional column.
Yeah.
They almost didn't make her the main character. That was a last minute decision in the production. Like they were mostly done with the movie, and
Yeah,
they were
like
gonna,
Nick was gonna be the main character, and he was like a secret agent type of character.
Yep.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
And they redid it at the last minute, really, like later than they would normally do in a production. It was the best decision they could have made, I think, about the movie.
How late in production for something this?
I think it was
massive?
like
Can you
the
make a
last
change
year of
like
it,
that?
which is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they have the assets, and stuff, but I don't know if they're probably doing the same Pixar formula where they're just like coding.
It's all the same people. I like how Disney is tricking thinking it's two different companies. Pixar is different from Disney Studios. No, it's all this Disney and comics.
Yeah, I saw like much more interesting than like the typical talks of like come check out our movies, come work for us. There's a back when I was at UNL, there was a Pixar presenter that came in, but they weren't an artist in the typical sense. They were computer coder, and they came in to talk to all the math students there about all the stuff that went into like writing code for Ratatouille and Finding Nemo and stuff, and just like all the animation is done so after the fact when they have all of this coding go into like the lighting engines and the texture rendering engines and stuff like that, so everything's just built for the animators to like keyframe around more or less. I mean, there's still probably like a lot of there's still a lot of additional effects that go on top of that, but that was like really interesting to me how they can actually build those assets in their engines so thoroughly instead of actually having to
draw it all,
like paint it on top of each
the
other.
beauties of 3D. That's the beauties of 3D, I guess, or the non-beauty of 3D. Somebody's like, not the beauty. Well, it's the worst thing ever. There's no life in it. Somebody's saying that right now.
Yeah,
somewhere.
and that seemed like when I saw that
Walt
presentation,
Disney turns around in his grave.
Mike is pissed off wherever he is right now.
Who's that?
Glenn Keane.
Yeah, Glenn Keane's like, no!
when I saw that presentation, it still seemed so much like a Pixar thing that it would be like that computational at first. It's like when Disney first stepped into 3D animation, it still had a very painted feel to it, and sort of compared to Pixar, which had a lot of depth to it, and you could definitely tell it was all rendered and thought out. 3D as opposed to having more like two-dimensional environments and characters to put together. I mean, I don't know what I'm.
But are you talking about Meet the Robinsons though? Like, remember Meet the Robinsons?
Yeah.
Meet the Robinsons was a
I love
great
that
movie. Yeah, like it's a great movie. And that was that was probably, I guess, Disney animation. Like one of the first ones when they jumped to 3D. And it was definitely not as like metallic, or not metallic, but Apple Storage, I guess, as sometimes the Pixar early Pixar movie. Well, I mean, like everything, like look at the first Toy Story now. Like, I mean, it obviously was ahead of its time at the time, but it was like very sleek. Whereas by the time they got to Meet the Robinson, they had like kind of got more. It's gotten more and more progressively cartoony with 3D. But in Zootopia is a good example of it being more like traditional animation techniques, at least applied to digital.
Speaking
3D
of
ways.
which, like a really good 3D animated movie, like I mean, it's not Disney or Pixar, but Hotel Transylvania was very much like that kind of 2D, very cartoony style, just the way that they animated all the characters. It was so great.
Because Jendi Tartakovsky, when he was brought on board, he looked at everything, told them it was garbage, and he was talking about it in an interview later, and he was shocked that these animators went to him, and they were like, we just didn't realize we could make it look like a cartoon.
Well, I'm glad
I
that's...
love Genndy Tartakovsky.
Yeah.
Yes.
I miss Symbiotic Titan. I know nobody liked it, but like...
Symbiotic Titan was
I didn't see that much of it, so I can't really
It's so
say.
good. Huh?
Hotel Transylvania was kind of a shame because it got pegged as Adam Sandler's Dracula.
Yeah.
But the animation is amazing.
It
Oh,
is
it's so
really
good.
good.
It was so funny,
That was
too.
why I've never seen it, because I had a really hard time listening to Adam Sandler's
That's
voice.
fair.
Yeah,
I'm a
I can see that.
vampire.
I love it.
I didn't even know it was his voice till just now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he's,
No.
he's trying to.
It's different than his normal voice.
He's trying to bring it back with all of these Netflix movies. I'm just like, stop doing this.
Just stop. It's time to stop.
Nobody at Sony likes them anymore.
Like I've seen tons and tons of articles that are just about like how hard he is to work with, and I'm just like, I've never.
I heard he was in Savannah. I mean, he was in Savannah recently for one of
Really?
those movies. Yeah, about
For
6 months ago.
Right
Before the year, not for Baywatch, no, but right before the year ended. And he seemed, everybody who I know bumped, I mean, he literally was like, he stayed in a square right behind this, like he was like in this neighborhood, like a block away, wherever he stayed. And apparently he was nice to people. I don't know how he is working with other contemporaries, but
Yeah.
he was nice to fans. He kept taking photos with everybody I knew
cool.
back then.
I do want to see that though. Adam Sandler's like I maybe go back for that, but that was basically what was the one? Don't mess with the Zohan. That was like, some scenes of that. Some scenes of that were like Adam's. That was Adam Sandler.
My favorite Adam Sandler
I don't
movie
know.
is Funny People.
Yeah.
It feels like a Ben Stiller.
No, that was Adam Sandler.
It was him. It was Meet the Zohan was solely Adam Sandler. I like when he does his serious movies. So I like Adam.
Yeah.
I like Funny People. I like
Drunk Love.
Punch Drunk Love, and the other one that made about marriage breaking up. What was that third one? I forgot the name of it.
Spanglish.
Spanglish. Those are better to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like.
Maybe where he's acting as a human.
Yeah. Something where it's just a little human drama going on. Like
It's
I like those.
My favorite Jim Carrey movies are the number 23 and
Eternal
Sunshine.
Yeah, I agree. Jim Carrey too. He's like, yeah, Jim Carrey. Like I can't, but those movies I can watch. I can't watch the rest of it. And I think the Truman Show was alright too.
Yeah. No, Truman Show's pretty fantastic, but now we're just in movies.
Now we're just progressing. Back to comedy. We're in sequential. We're still talking about sequential
Yeah, it's still
storytelling.
like getting
Pictures
into,
in sequence.
Yeah, the story of Adam Sandler's progression through his career.
Speaking of which, there's like this picture of him that was taken like around the time that Pixels came out, and he just looks like he's dead inside. It's just so funny.
Well, how many people are taking pictures of those people? Like, I can never like think about judging celebrities from those pictures because I know they have camera crews just like hovering around them all the time and capturing every awful moment.
No, I guess he just looks like that in the movie.
I mean, I can understand. I can understand with Pixels. I saw like the first 15.
I know
minutes
it
of
got
that movie.
rated terribly.
We should watch that, Jordan, and do an episode about
Do the
it.
whole
We can segue. How can we? I'm trying to see how you can connect this right back to.
You know
Zootopia.
what remards me of. Reminds me of.
Like, how we can leave Adam
Sandler.
Sandler alone? and go
I
back
think
to
Adam
Zootopia?
Sandler was a voice in Yokai Watch.
Was it really? That'd be great.
No, what's
That would be
Adam
great.
Sandler's persona?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Persona.
Yeah.
He's like a
Really loud ostrich.
A really loud ostrich. Yes, I can picture that.
Adam Sandler is an ostrich.
A taper.
Those things are nasty.
Really? They always get.
Look up the nasty ones.
They always end up looking so cuddly, and so, like everyone
Oh.
like harps on baby tapers, especially.
Adam
with their stripes.
Sand Grouse.
No, I feel like I could see him as an ostrich.
Are we also though? We're seriously talking about Yokai Watch today too?
Yeah, sure. Like we've been watching a bunch of episodes.
Oh yeah, I thought that was just a joke. I was like,
No, like we were just watching it before. Yeah, we were watching that just before you guys walked in, and I've been watching.
Mangy Mutt.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
I think we're like 8 episodes in or something, and it's just like.
I'm like
oh my God,
17
there's, like,
episodes in.
Like something.
Debbie's having a good time.
I am. There's an episode about a yokai that farts. I'm having a good time.
We haven't gotten there yet. Like we've, or was it? I mean, that's a main yokai's. He needs to do that more like he did in the first episode where he just farted on the kid to.
Yeah.
Just like more ironic genie twist.
What I like about it is that it's not trying to do like the Pokemon message in the cartoon where it's like Pokemon's like you need to love animals. Like this one is like kids are silly and like fart jokes.
Was Pokemon you need to love animals?
I mean,
you
like
need to love animals and then
fought.
fight them against each other.
Well, yeah, but if you love them while they fight, it's okay. Yeah.
That's why
If you love your animals while they fight, it's 100% okay
I don't
because they
think you
want to
can
win
say
for
that
you.
about Michael Vick, though. Like,
No, I'm not saying that at all.
You don't love your animals.
What if
anymore.
Manja Month was one of Michael Vick's dogs?
Oh, that's
Where's
true.
that episode?
Man, how's it? You guys are amazing. Like, how does go to that so fast?
We get around, but I like that when they do play on the Pokemon Digimon Yu-Gi-Oh aspects of it a lot, where they make it super camp in these moments, but then they just completely deflate the tension. Is the first episode with the cat who punches cars and like they're Baywatch running at each other and screaming each other's names, and then he just gets run over.
Yeah, I love it. The cat who punches cars is the best. Like,
I'm sorry.
No, that's it. That's all I had.
Yeah,
I just like the cat who punches cars.
But there's the dog that just keeps getting new jobs and going to prison every episode. Despite the fact he's got such a tragic and like creepy kind of backstory where it's like he's always getting these jobs so that he half dog, half 40-something-year-old man can like get with teenage girls.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, he was like mad at his wife and his daughter before he died. Apparently, in that story, it was a packed episode. Like
he's gonna get back on his wife by cheating on her with all his daughter's friends.
No, he was actually he's dead now. So
that'll show her too.
He's dead. He's dead now. So he's literally a spirit. So you can't. And it was like he thought it would be a liberating moment for his life. But life is harder because no one trusts a man dog either at all.
Like they keep saying that part of him is the wooden planks that crushed him. Like what part of him? He's part dog, part
man, part wolf. Part wood.
Plank. What part is the wood? We'll find out in this week's episode.
Red rocket drawn on it.
Oh no!
It's a kid's show, Don.
You just had to say it.
It's a kid's show.
It keeps edging that. Like I love that. It's at least past the. There used to always be that barrier in like, especially in the cartoons that, like the '90s cartoons that would be for kids, but they'd throw a lot of stuff out there that would go over kids' heads. But they, at the same time, especially like Pokemon and Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that, there was never any death. Like no one actually died. They just passed out.
I'll send you to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, and they just go into coma. They go comatose for the rest of their lives. That's better, right?
No, there's an episode of Digimon where they're trying to figure out where the time of the beast is, and it's like 666, and that's pretty goddamn metal for a kids show.
I thought they would edit those when they brought them over to us in America, though. So there are some deaths in those cartoons, and they would just change it.
Edit that Digimon episode, and the number of the beast is just like rainbow, rainbow, rainbow.
Yes.
Digimon, that dub is super weird. And season 2 has none of that.
They got rid of it.
Have any of you seen the sub for Yokai Watch though? Because I'm not sure if there was originally like as camp dialogue or if it was. Especially the theme song that Dom put it as like they wanted.
They actually did. Yeah, they did kind of keep with the original theme song. Actually, like they kept like the tune and like they tried to like match the lyrics to the tune and everything. But I mean, obviously they like. Fudge some stuff like, there's more yokai than potatoes in Idaho. Like, I don't think that's a Japanese lyric.
I don't know. Do the Japanese know that there's like, does Japan
Well, it's set in America. Like, it's intentionally set in America.
It's like they changed it to like Springdale. It's like, where is Springdale?
They seem like it does seem like a very like trying to be Americanized.
Well, this episode like Obama's in the show after like halfway through the season. Obama joins the cast. Like it's not.
What?
It's not like it's not. Look it up. Look up Obama in.
He doesn't cameo. He joins the cast.
Like he's a reoccurring background character that.
Oh my god!
Like look up Obama in Yokai Watch. Another student showed me this. Eventually he's on the show.
I know there was like an episode.
It's totally him. Come see it. Like it's everyone. That's totally Obama.
He's just hanging out with the ghost in the White House.
Yeah, I told you Obama literally joins
What the heck? That's awesome.
So it's definitely set in America. Or at least Obama's hanging out there.
It's beautiful.
Are there any interviews with Obama where he talks about this?
I don't think he knows he's on this show.
I don't know.
Someone sent him a letter.
What if his daughter?
He was in a lot of comics when he got elected, so maybe he does know. I don't know. He was in a lot of comics.
That's pretty amazing.
I mean, they do that all over the place. Like, there was a comic that I loved that was like the psychological adventures of Sigmund Freud, and it was just Sigmund Freud traveling through the Middle East, just like getting terrorists to drop their guns by telling secrets about their feelings about their father, and then he'd punch them. And so and then he ends up like shoving a nuclear missile up Saddam Hussein's butt or something. It was like that kind of stuff. Obama ended up joining the cast later on, and it was just like I wonder how many messages the president gets from like his retainers and stuff. They're just like, check out this thing I found.
Look what you're doing now. You know that?
Check out this Obama fan fiction I found.
Is that a thing? Is there a fan fiction?
Probably.
Just like scrolling desktop
Obama
screensavers.
and Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh no!
All their adventures together. Finally.
That's
what.
what.
Obama and McCain. What the hell?
That would
Right.
be, if anyone were to like program the computers at the White House or something, or like just do their IT, just always set the screensavers to just rolling images of presidential fan fiction.
Oh no!
Oh man, a crossover with Obama and Trump. Trump will teach Obama how to make America great.
Oh, that's
Anyway, to make things less political.
Yeah, well done, Stephanie. Well done.
Speaking of political pornography.
But speaking of like real people in Yokai Watch, there's this one episode where like they summon, basically it's like another Manjima, but instead of like this ugly 40-year-old guy's face, it's this handsome guy.
Oh no, this is amazing.
And his power is to like make other people handsome, and so like
so make Mangy Mutt's life worse. This guy exists.
So yeah,
does he
like,
never make Mangy Mutt more handsome?
No, like Mangy Mutt doesn't show up. I wish he did, because I would love to see his reaction. But anyway, like, so his power is to make other people handsome, and at one point he like turns Whisper in it, like he turns his face into Will Smith essentially. It's so freaking funny.
I love that the show doesn't take itself seriously at all.
He's just like, I'm Web. He's just like, I'm Whisper.
Do you know his name? Do you know his name at all?
Yeah, I can't find the image, but I can also just watch the show and find it eventually.
Yeah,
oh my god, it's so funny. Yeah, just look up like.
You can watch it first.
What is it like? Oh, I can't remember the yokai's name, but yeah, it's essentially like a pink, like a palette swap of Manjima, but instead of like brown, he's like pink. And yeah, he's like white and pink, and he's got like a handsome face. And his origin story is basically the same too. He gets fired because he was too distracting at work to the women. And so he like gets all drunk and everything and upset, and then like a bunch of boards fall on him and a dog. So it's like the exact same story.
It sounds like an episode of SpongeBob with handsome Squidward.
It really
exactly
is.
what it is.
I found it. Cerberus. Is it two-headed or no?
Is he two-headed?
No, that's not it.
Oh, no, I found like a.
Just look up like handsome face dog yokai watch, because I
Yeah,
cannot for the life of me
Google
remember.
Food wasn't doing it.
We'll find it eventually.
Yeah,
But no.
eventually.
Well, this is a mystery that needs to be solved.
You know what? I'll see if I can
I
find it
want
on
to
my
see the
phone.
character that's the reverse of Mandy Mutt. That's just a cute dog on a aging 40-year-old.
Oh no! I kind of want to draw that up, but at the same time, like I'd be sitting there going.
But that character gets all the women.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's.
So the show doesn't take itself. Anybody play the game?
No, I want
haven't.
to though. It looks like fun.
How does the game play? Because I was really curious about that.
It's definitely
Oh my God,
the
I found
depth
him.
of the Pokemon. It does not have that level of depth. To
I
it.
found him.
Like, is it
His name's Dan Doodle.
Not really. It's like it's 3-on-1, 3-on-3 battles, and a bunch of swirly things
found
are
it.
happening.
His name
You
is
just
Dan
touch
Doodle.
the screen and it does
Here,
the
your
rest
pet
for you.
said.
It's not a complex battle, is it?
Yeah, we found Dan Doodle.
Oh, Dan Doodle! It's a perfect name,
That's
Dan
amazing.
Doodle. Thank you.
And he makes he makes what's his name, Nate, like handsome too, but like he just comes off as creepy to the girl that he likes, and so like he turns around and he's like looking all gorgeous and everything, like, hey baby, and she's just like, no, he's more like Bishojo anime handsome guy.
Oh, so I'm looking at gameplay stuff, and it looks like it plays out more like a Dragon Quest or something
but it really I played the demo. You just press buttons. It does the works for you. Okay. It doesn't you switch out the yokai and you just press the button and it does everything.
God, just look at
what's
this.
that? Oh, well, we found it. Found.
Yeah, see, he becomes all like Bishonen and stuff.
That's beautiful.
I love this show is great because it's comedy. It doesn't take itself seriously at all.
Yeah,
it's really good.
That's
dog.
That's the best moments where
they're
just not caring about what they're saying.
No, they really are. They're having a good time. They're doing they want kids to giggle. You know, like, oh my god, did you guys see that? Like,
or like show? So many of the premises of the show where it's just like they just want to write it in as simply as possible. It's just like, oh, I gotta stop this ghost who's ruining people's lives because he made my girlfriend tell everyone that I actually used the bathroom for its intended purpose.
Oh no, I gotta stop this yokai that's making me fart in class.
Gotta stop this everyone's eating convenience store food. Must be a yokai.
Yeah.
Or like, these people are being jerks.
It's so funny because it gets to a point. It's so funny because it gets to a point where Whisper's like, "Oh, you blame everything on yokai," and then it turns out to be a yokai, and he's just like, "Well."
In the theme song, like in the ending credits song, it's just like, "I'm so sleepy. Why am I so lazy? Must be a yokai." Blame it all. It says blame it on the yokai.
It's like what kids can do now in Japan. Blame their stuff on yokai. Or
I will say, like, that's the one thing that I don't like about the show is the ending theme. Like, I just find it really irritating.
The animation for it?
No, the like song. I just find
CG models.
That too, yeah, but mostly the song.
Movements.
It's just like yokai.
It's just like their game assets that they.
It's like to drive parents insane in cars and
yeah.
Mom, yokai,
watch me!
Yeah,
Jimmy, I will throw you out the window.
It's just like
It just turns into oncoming.
It's so dark.
He's about to become a yokai. Come on.
Yay! I'm gonna be a yokai!
She's just a minivan with a face.
That's so. I don't want that. I don't want that to be true.
I want it.
Oh no! It's like
Next
Thomas the
concept
Tank
art
Engine
class
meets
is
my
mine.
nightmares.
Oh, you guys.
Is that why they keep putting that disclaimer at the beginning of the show? Just like, don't imitate this. So they're going to keep writing a bunch of like really cute deaths for
Imitating yokai is ill-advised.
Don't go punching cars, kids.
Please don't, you.
Jordan, do an episode where it's like.
And if you do punch
like
cars, you should
20
always
years
stretch
later.
first.
Do a time where it's 20 years later and the kid just like can't get it up and he's like, oh, it's a yokai.
Don, this is a kid's show, Don.
Yeah, but it's
Not in 20 years when they do the same thing that every reboot is doing now, and they have to like make the fandom grow for the.
Oh, I can't poop! It must be
That's
a
true.
yokai.
That's I love how like in addition to how it doesn't take itself seriously, how like the moments where it's just very obviously branding are just like they completely glaze over and just like let's just get this out of the way so we can get back to fart jokes. And so, like,
Here's your branding.
The very first bit where they're just like, oh, you found like it's so disjointed but beautifully disjointed where it's like you found this ghost in a 200-year-old vending machine and he's got this plastic watch that looks like it was made in the 90s.
It's
Go
so
hunt
funny
ghosts
because
now.
like Nate,
Buy it.
yeah, like Nate, he's even because like Nate even points that out too. He's like, did they have gumball machines back then? Like,
Does he ever go back there? Because there were like a bunch
there was like a
more
bunch
ghosts
of
in there. Yeah, it's just like go put in 100 yen and you get a genie that'll just like fart on you.
He's just never had another quarter.
he doesn't have an allowance, or
Just
no,
kill me with that shit.
that is his allowance,
dead.
1 quarter a year.
He just never had another quarter. That's so good.
And just like this time, they're actually in Pokemon. So Ash was always so terribly stupid, but they still played him off as like the best trainer, like he's the best to his Pokemon and stuff. But he's always god awful. But this kid, it's always just like, yeah, he's an idiot.
He's average.
He's so
yeah.
average.
Maybe like the new season of Pokemon where they're just like, oh, Ash is the miracle. He's the great white hope.
Every single movie where he's the end all be all, and he just like stumbles his way through everything he ever does.
Every character wants to make out with Ash.
Yep.
Did Brock want to make out with him a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. That was from the beginning.
Fan fiction says so.
That's why he had to leave. Like,
no, he left his home. He left like a dozen siblings and his family behind at the drop of a hat so he could follow around this 10-year-old boy.
That's love.
And that's
Very
the
true.
moral.
I guess that's the moral.
That's the love you were talking about earlier.
There we go. I need
Have
that.
they checked back in on Brock lately?
Every now and then they do have an episode where Brock comes back, depending on the season.
The tension comes right back with him.
They keep doing like every other
Yeah,
season. They've been doing that every other season since the beginning, where like they ditched him for like Orange League and ditched him for Orange League, brought him back, ditched him for Hoenn, brought him back.
But Ash always loses the last battle. Like he always loses the league. Like he never wins.
Like the only league he's ever won is Orange League, and that wasn't even real Pokemon battles. That was mini games.
Yeah, like he never wins. Like I watched the whole season. Like okay, I'm gonna watch the full season of Pokemon. Wait, he never actually wins. Like he always loses and starts over again.
You know, he deserves to win.
I guess that explains why he keeps going to different regions. He's like, okay, maybe this time it'll be different.
I feel like the implication is that the real hero from the game is going around and actually winning. Well,
It's like leaving this swath of destruction. It's the adventures of the kid who played the video game. And
that's what that means. Okay, I
Like
can
said,
see
there were
that.
4 kids from Pallet Town, right? So that's Red, Blue, Ash, and someone else.
Gary is in there.
Gary was
red, blue, then Gary, then Ash.
Right. So it's us. We're the guys winning and girls winning.
We are the main characters.
Yeah, no, they did. Like we're winning all the time. Sorry, Ash. Sorry to make your life horrible.
Leaving a swath of destruction and actually teaching people how to raise their Pokemon so they can beat Ash into the ground when he comes up behind us.
But his Pikachu should be like level 1 billion right now, though. Like right, like I know
he keeps getting
Yeah.
soft reset every time they change regions.
You mean eventually he'll just have a level 100 Pikachu, and then it'll evolve into a Riot.
You need a Thunderstone to evolve a Pikachu.
Oh, that's true. You can't just randomly evolve into a
No,
Riot.
I downloaded Pokemon Yellow and I tried to
You
evolve
can
him
evolve
into
it with a thunderstorm. It just
No, he gets super pissed off and then gets an attitude about it.
Don't force Pikachu to be a Riot.
the first time, but if you try it again, like
Does it work?
it works. Seriously, and then
You
you
can
never
force his
follow
evolution
it.
because you love your animal still, and everything's okay if you love it.
Just shoving it in his mouth.
Why don't you evolve me, you prick? Because I love you, Pikachu!
I would love to see an episode of that, but
What was that one? I know Pokemon, but with animals instead. But I can't remember the name of the one where he like gets beat up by Ivysaur.
Yeah, that was the thing I was referencing.
Awesome.
Ego Raptor animated that.
Yeah.
oh, I've never seen. Oh, it's like a little.
It's the thing. It's this little animation like Ego Raptor / Aaron Hansen did, where it's like Pikachu having a Pokemon battle with Venusaur, and like Venusaur's just like, wait, what? I mean Venusaur, and it's like talking. It's so funny.
Hits Pikachu,
and then his trainer,
just like, oh my knee.
Yeah, the trainer's just like, oh Venusaur, do whatever you like, man. You know, and he's like, no, tell me to do something. And then he's like, oh, use Solar Beam or whatever. And he's like, okay. And then it's like charging for a turn, and he's like, oh.
If you haven't seen it, Rashad, you need to look up Poke Awesome and Pokemon, but with animals instead.
Yes.
Allie's happy. It passes. It passes.
But we're sitting right about an hour right now. So
okay.
Yeah, we
that's an episode.
Yeah, we had a great time once again. Jordan Scribner, Don Fox, Allie Pipitone, Sarah Shinji Meyer,
Stephanie Brahl.
Stephanie Brahl. I still don't know how to pronounce your full name.
Like my full name is Ahmad Rashad Doucet, but you can just call me Rashad, and that's totally okay.
And
we were actually
the spirit of Sienna Harrelson.
Because it just has your first and last name.
Yes, I'm lame, and I won't change it.
I won't trying to figure out how that translates to Rashad.
My middle name is Rashad. I've only gone by Rashad. But when I first got on Facebook, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but well, thanks for listening, and we'll.
Thanks for guys having me on.
Yeah, thanks for everyone for going. We had a fun discussion, and we'll see how this YouTube things work, and how the YouTube things work, and see if we can't get some games started to add on to that or something. We can make the Grad Lab a whole thing.
Record a Heroclix or Pathfinder.
I'm telling you, like, come play Heroclix. I have so many extra Heroclix. I can give everybody their own tiny collection just for just wanting to play. I have billions of extras, not billions, but a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll bring it in.
You're willing to teach.
Obviously.
I'm not paying for this.
Enough bad habits. I spent entirely too much money on Pokemon and Magic.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad habit.
I bought a Mr. Pack last week. Stop.
Allie.
Shut up! I got a rank out.
Magic or Pokemon?
Yeah. Pokemon, damn it.
All right. Before we get stuck again, thanks for listening. Bye.